waters. This land was made for you and me. As I went a-walking that ribbon of highway, and I saw above me that endless skyway, I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. I roamed and rambled, and I followed my footsteps, the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts. All around me, a voice was a-sounding, this land was made for you and me.
All right, hello y'all. Today is November 3rd. That was one of my heroes, the great Woody Guthrie, with kind of, in my mind, one of the unofficial national anthems of the United States. This land is it's called "This Land Is Your Land." We've sung it for a long time. It's almost become like it's almost like a national anthem, kind of like "America the Beautiful" or something like that. And I picked that today because today is Election Day, and if there's anything our elections represent, it represents that this country belongs to us. It is our voices, our thoughts, our choices that are supposed to drive the whole ship, and that really, for much of human history, has been a rarity. So it really is a precious thing that we get to vote, and hopefully there's been record turnouts for elections this time around, which is good. A lot of times there's not as many people go vote as they should, and that makes me sad because a lot of people remember, a large part of our history has been this constant evolution of expanding rights and equality and what it means to actually be able to think for yourself, expand it to more and more people, and voting is a hugely important part of that, which we all should take very seriously, and sometimes we don't. And remember, everyone knows kind of the presidential election, but there's elections at the state level, at the county level, at the school board level, at the city level. There's lots of bonds and stuff, so there's lots of stuff. And so one of the things that our country is dependent upon is people paying attention, keeping themselves informed, and going out and doing their civic duty, like voting, serving on juries. Our whole system is set up that we have to have participation for it to work. And so "This Land Is Your Land" is a song for today because to me it kind of symbolizes that, it is really a great gift that we've got this country that allows us to, freely choose for ourselves and be ourselves. And trust me, if you study enough history, you will understand that throughout most of human history is more the exception than the norm in most places of the world. So we need to take it seriously. So there you go, Woody Guthrie, "This Land Is Your Land." All right, speaking of going with the American history theme a little bit today, in 1783, the Continental Army was disbanded, and the Continental Army, of course, was George Washington's army that fought in the Revolution. And it's going to start this precedent that the colonists and eventually become Americans really feared standing armies because they saw that's what one of the reasons that the Revolution happened is because England sent an army to stay in the colonies, and led to the Quartering Act, and that really freaked them out because they saw a need for army, but they thought a standing army was going to be like a tool of tyranny for the king. And so this is going to start a pattern in U.S. history that we're going to fight a war, and then we're going to the army is going to shrink really small. Then war comes up. We have to spend some time getting an army back up, and it's going to happen basically until the 20th century after World War I. We say, okay, well, we built this army up, and so now we have a standing army. But 1783 started a tradition that's going to carry on for the first 150 years or so of the country. Also in 1964, Lyndon Baines Johnson, LBJ, y'all see LBJ, the LBJ Student Center at Texas State. LBJ, the street runs to the middle of our town. He was a president who went to, it was called Southwest Texas Normal School, I believe at the time. But he was a president that studied in San Marcos and became president. And he was first elected in 1964. Also, this was remember I said this, our history has been an expansion of rights to more people. This was the first election that people in Washington, D.C. got the right to vote on the president. So there you go. So let me see what else we got. There were no birthdays today, but I missed a couple yesterday because I forgot to include a second on Friday's announcement. So Maddox Beach had a birthday, and Miss Burleson had a birthday. Hope y'all had a good time and enjoyed the beautiful weather. It was amazing yesterday. And many happy returns. All right, let me get my announcement sheet. All right, so we are going to close on the four-way test. The four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will build goodwill and better friendships? Will be beneficial to all concerned? Our virtue this month is discipline. How are you showing discipline, kids? Hopefully you're coming to school, doing good in school, helping around the house, doing all that kind of good stuff to show that you have self-control and you can set your dreams and do whatever you want. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you around. Happy Election Day. Make sure that when you get 18, make sure you participate and participate all the ways you can because our country needs us to pay attention and do what's best for the common good. That's everything is set up on that. All right, guys. No one missing you. See you in the Zoom call or see you around school. Adios.